Alright, hello everyone. So I'm back with another video. I really wanted to do a budgeting video just because I found that when Daniel and I moved up north here to Yellowknife, it was very helpful to see other people who had videos, specifically Cassandra. We watched her channel, Life in Yellowknife, and she had a budgeting video, and it was really helpful to see like what some actual like numbers would run up here, because it's a little bit different than down south, so you guys will probably notice that. Also, disclaimer, this is personal to us, so every budget is personal to like you and your family, so our budget definitely will look a lot different from everyone else's budget. Another disclaimer, we're not sharing our individual incomes, we're sharing them combined together already, just because we have contracts and that kind of thing. So we're not sharing it separately, but we are sharing like our actual numbers together. And we're also not sharing where we work or anything like that, just for privacy reasons. But yeah, so this book came in the other day. I'm really, really excited about it. It's from the Budget Mom on YouTube here. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous book, and just the way that it's laid out was like kind of perfect. So like I really, really wanted to try it out for this year. So yeah, but anyway, let's go in. This belongs to me and Daniel. We're not going to fill out this part just because I'm definitely not taking this out of the house, so. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen this book around YouTube. Like, it's really, really popular, so I won't go through all of this stuff, but basically she has instructions on how to use the book if you don't know already. So, yeah. Alright, on to our first pages here. So here's our financial plan goal worksheet. We don't have very many goals to fit within this year, so mostly just long-term goals on our part. So this year, we want to focus on my student debt first. You'll see when I flip to the debt payment part. Oh, sorry, focus. When we flip to the debt payment part, you'll see what debts we already have and like where we're focusing. So this year we want to try to pay off at least an extra $2,000 onto my loan, because my loan has the highest interest. So that's kind of where we're focusing like all of our extra money to go this year. So yeah, and then we'll focus on Daniel's student loan after that, and then we'll focus on our car payment, or our car loan. For our 5-year medium-term goals, we would like to be totally debt-free in 5 years if possible. You'll kind of notice in our budget, like we have kind of a low budget, but because we're living up north, our income tax is going to be quite a lot, pretty significantly higher than what we're used to. And so we're using all of that income to finance these longer-term goals. We want to wait and see what we're going to be paid this year for income tax, but it's going to be a lot more than what we're used to. So these types of goals are going to be paid via that and any extra money that we have. So we'd like to ideally be totally debt-free in 2027, in 5 years if possible. We'll see how it goes. We owe approximately $78,000 total between all of us. We have 4 separate loans. We have no credit card debt. We paid off all our credit cards before coming here, so that's like a huge win. Especially during like university, we were maxed out on our credit cards, but we were broke university students, so that's just the way it was. But yeah, our credit cards are totally paid off, which is like amazing. We only own 2 credit cards, 1 for each of us. Yeah, so we just have our car loan, our 2 student loans, and a phone loan, which I got through Samsung because my previous phone, I had a Galaxy S7 Edge, and it kind of started dying. The processor stopped working, so I had to get a new phone. So we just financed one through Samsung, so that's like $30 a month, you'll see on our budget. So yeah, totally debt-free by 2027. Maybe we'd like to buy a condo in the next like 5 years-ish, roughly. We're still kind of looking at that. It's kind of a big question mark. Most of the condos up here in Yellowknife that we're looking at, they're about like $300,000 to $400,000 approximately. They can be higher too, but like housing costs up here are very expensive. So like even just buying like an actual house could run you like $650,000. So we're ideally looking at a condo if possible, and a down payment for that like 5 to 10%, like $15,000 to $20,000. So just something we're looking at. We're unsure yet because trying to find a place to rent up here is very, very difficult. So it would be ideal for us to get into our own place. And then Daniel would like to potentially buy a motorcycle in the next few years, which is really cool. So yeah, that would be a goal. I put $25,000. He's telling me it might only cost him like 15 to 20 roughly. He's unsure too, but like we're still doing research on all of that, so we're unsure. But I just put it down here just to have it like written down. So yeah. And then long-term goals. So we have a super secret savings. I'm not sharing what that is just because in case any family is watching, we don't want them to know about this yet. Because we're unsure about if it would happen either. This is a savings we actually are saving for every month at this point right now. However, I'll show you in our budget, but like we're using that savings as our acting emergency fund right now, just because we have other goals we would like to try to accomplish first. But we're still actively putting into it, but like if there is an emergency, we're using that as our emergency, and it's in an investment fund at the moment. Yeah, and then we would like to have a fully funded emergency fund of $45,000 in the next 10 years too, if possible. So yeah, these are all our goals. On to the next one. Here's all of our memberships and subscriptions. I broke this down between like, so annual is up there and then monthly is down here. And so, yeah, we've got Amazon Prime, PSN Network, domain name, that's actually on, for me, if you guys don't know, I'm also an artist and I kind of just work on the side. It's pretty sporadic, my income, so I don't calculate my income, like my business income, with our personal stuff just because it's so sporadic. I just put it on a spreadsheet and do that. So I did buy a domain name. I want to build a website yet, but I just want to at least like have the domain name available to me. So we pay for that every month or into a sinking fund, and then it's an annual cost. It's $30. Our driver's licenses, which actually our driver's licenses only come out every 5 years. Surprisingly, that's like way different than what I'm used to because in Manitoba we had to pay every year. So per year it's $41 for both of us. However, it's going to be in the next 5 years when we actually have to pay that. It's like $100 every 5 years for each person. And then our visa fee, because Daniel's visa does have a fee on it of $120 a year, so we put $10 into a sinking fund just to save up for that. And then here's our monthly ones. We have Crunchyroll, a Game Pass, Disney Plus. And then we also have a second Disney Plus, which we pay for Daniel's parents to have. And then my mom and my sister use my Disney Plus account. And then Adobe Creative Cloud, again, for me, for artwork and stuff. And obviously editing videos. And then Netflix. So next, so these kinds of papers, this one I might use. I'm still unsure. We only have one goal this year, which is our student loan goal of $2,000, which works out to be $166.67 per month. And that'll be December this next year. Or I guess this year technically, because we're in January already. Yeah, and then you can like track it on this sheet. This sheet I'm not going to use. I mean, I could use it for like our sinking fund, like our... Sorry, not sinking fund, the yearly goal, but I don't know that I'm going to bother with this. But this is a really cool way for like other people if they really like that. This one, obviously, I'm not filling this out until the end of the year, but it's to track all your expense categories, which I am excited about seeing how much we spend in certain categories per year. This one I'm not going to use at all, probably. Bill tracker, I might actually fill this out and use that. I think this is actually pretty nice because like I do sometimes track just on like scrap paper, like, okay, this bill came out, this bill came out, but like this is actually a place to put it, so I'll probably fill that out. Medical bills, we live in Canada, so we don't really have any extra medical bills. We do have one that we pay for currently, that's not covered through like the government of Canada. Like we don't pay tax, like it's not covered through that, like just basic healthcare is. So we do pay for that every month. I'll show you that, but we won't be using this because we don't really need it. And then yeah, so places to put your notes. So now we're into January. So here is our calendar. So our rent is due on the 1st, and you can kind of see here like where all of our stuff is going per month. Some of these things kind of change, like for example, Netflix sometimes changes the day, or like Adobe comes out in a different day, but like it's roughly in the area where it comes out. So yeah. And like my loan and Daniel's stuff, like sometimes there's only 30 days, so it's always the last day of the month, that kind of thing. So this isn't like, it's a pretty accurate, but like and this doesn't include any of our sinking funds or like anything like that. But this is just like the bills that come out. Okay. So yeah, so we're here. This sheet I won't be using because we don't actually carry cash at all. We are completely cashless. So this sheet, I don't need it, but it's there for people who do like to have cash on hand. So yeah, let's go through our first paycheck. So we have an account buffer of $500 in our account currently, and we do use that for bills at the beginning of the month, and then we just refill our buffer with our paychecks. So for example, let's say I have a phone bill that's due on the 7th, but like I only get paid on the 8th, for example, or something like that. So then we would use our buffer to pay for the phone bill, and then we would just refill the buffer the next day. It works for us. I kind of prefer it this way, but I know some people, when they're budgeting, what they do is they take their last paycheck of every month and then they use some of that money to pay for bills at the beginning of the month, which is ideal if it gets really complicated. Or it becomes like too much or that kind of thing. But for us, just doing the buffer way, it works. And so I don't feel a need to have to change that at this time. Oh, sorry, my dog just knocked over the tripod. Anya. Anya, can you go that way? Good girl. Can you go that way? Oh my goodness. That was funny. She was itchy. Let me just fix this. Hopefully everything is in focus. Let me just see. Okay. Anyway, onwards and upwards. So we're budgeting every month for the lowest amount that we think that we're going to receive. And so like our paychecks are constantly changing based off of the taxes or other things that are being taken out, or sometimes there's overtime or sometimes there's no overtime. And so it's constantly changing, but like we're budgeting for like the lowest amount we think we're going to receive. And we also each get like $200 or per month, each of us, so $400 a month taken off. So $100 a paycheck taken off for taxes, each of us per month, which is a lot. The Northwest Territories has really low taxes, and so it's probably overkill, but we'll get that back at the end of an income tax time. So that's kind of what we do. So anyway, we're budgeting for about $3,028, which would be the lowest amount that we would receive total between both of us. And so our first paycheck's going to come out January 7th. And I actually didn't realize, but we're also going to get GST for each of us as well. So I'm guessing that'll probably be like $200. And then there was something about a Northwest Territories carbon tax. I'm still unclear how that works because we've only been here for half a year. We've been in the Northwest Territories since the end of May. And so Daniel had changed his address already, and so they said that they were going to add like a carbon tax, which in Manitoba, the carbon tax would be paid out during your income tax time, but here it looks like they just pay it out I'm guessing January. I'm not sure how it works. Come next year, we probably will not receive GST because we'll be making too much money. So this will be, I'm guessing, our last GST check ever, give or take. I may or may not receive GST again, but I don't know for sure. But anyway, we'll get GST this in the next couple days anyway. So I'll be adding that to the top here with our actual for our paycheck. And it'll be combined again, so. But, I mean, for people who receive GST, they know they're going to get about $100, maybe a little bit more each, so. Anyway, down to our bills. So what Daniel and I do is we budget for our bills at the beginning of the month, and then we do all of our sinking funds and savings at the end of the month. So, we've got hydro that we're budgeting for, which we're budgeting about $165. We've been paying about $150-ish, $154 roughly, but who knows? So it's just in case. Internet here in the Northwest Territories is very, very high. We're on the lowest plan. There's only like 1 or 2 providers up here. And so another funny story is they only just got like unlimited internet up here recently, like just before we got here. So it's, we're a little bit isolated up here. Internet's very expensive. So we're on the lowest plan. The next plan up goes to $200. But we're fine with the $169. And that's pretty much exactly like what it costs. Car insurance here is very, very cheap. We switched over our car insurance. We're only paying about $125 a month, which is fantastic. Our phone bills, we have the combined phone bill, and so we're paying about $165 for both of our phones. Anya is my dog. She is a very old dog. So the $275 includes her food and 2 medications. So one of the medications it's every 2 months, and it's about $90. And so we put away $45 per month, and then we just take that out of our savings account, and then we just pay for it. But the other one is about $130 for another medication per month. We just started this one in December, and it's a lot, but she needs it. She's got arthritis. She's a 10-year-old German Shepherd, and it's really been helping her. She's been in a lot less pain, so you just gotta do what you gotta do. And our food costs about $100 per month, so that's why her bill is pretty high there. West is our cat, so he usually doesn't need food once per month. We usually get his food like once every other month or so, and then kitty litter, so we budget about $50 a month for him. So here's that medical thing I was talking about. So we do it once every other month, and so it's about $200 per time, so we put away $100 every month for that. Then we have Crunchyroll at $8.39. We love watching anime, so it's well worth it for us. Game Pass, so that's Daniel's for his Xbox and computer, and he just really loves playing games and different games, so for him this is actually really worth it. So here's our 2 Disney Pluses, $13 each, so $26 total. Adobe Creative Cloud, $74 a month, and Netflix at $19.94. So our bill total came to $1,199.33, leaving us left over with $2,328.67. So we bring that down into our envelope. So we only have 2 envelopes. So we've got gas and groceries. So Yellowknife is very, very small, and we live very, very close to work. And so normally during summer we were only paying like $50 a month for gas just to fill it up during summer, but now during winter I'm finding that we're paying about $100. So I budgeted $100 just because we have to warm up the car a lot. It's very cold out here. Like, let me tell you, the past week it has been like minus in Celsius, it's been like minus like 35 to 40-ish roughly, and in the real feel, like with the wind chill, it's been like minus 50 almost. So it's cold. We need to warm up the car a lot. So $100 a month for that. Groceries, we are finding we're spending a lot on groceries here. I don't know I don't know why. I do think it's very comparable to down south. And we're not really the kind of people to, like, look for all the budgets. Like, we still want to, like, eat well and, like, do fancier things sometimes. And so we're kind of, like, I don't know. We sometimes we go for the sales, but there's also some things we just wouldn't buy. Like, for example, beef tenderloin and make, like, fancy steaks all the time. We wouldn't do that. But anyway, so we're budgeting about $800 per month for that, so $200 a week. And it seems to be working for us. But I know that some people could definitely, like, do a lot better than that. Anyway, moving on to our sinking fund. So these are our annual, our annual fees. So Amazon Prime is $6.58. PSN, $6.67. Our vet, so vet meaning, so for vaccines or vet visits, that kind of thing, I actually upped this. Before it was like $16.67. However, up here, dogs have to actually go to the vet twice per year for, I think it's the Bordella shot, twice per year instead of once per year down south. And there's other vaccines up here that they don't do, which they do down south, because, for example, we don't get ticks up here, which was a really weird concept to me when I moved up here. But they do, like, Lyme disease and other things down south, but up here you don't really need to because there's no ticks up here, so they don't really do Lyme disease prevention. But anyway, she does have to visit twice per year, the cats once per year. So we do about $25 a month for that now. Domain name, $2.50, drivers, $3.43, and our Visa fee at $10. So that envelope total comes to $54.18. So that leaves us with $1,374.49. So moving down to the last of our stuff, which would be our debt. I put it in the extra debt category, but, like, really this is, like, things that have to be paid every month, because I didn't want to keep it with my bills, even though it's technically considered a bill, but I just put it in the debt category, even though it's not extra debt that's being paid. So our car loan, every month we pay, it's split into 2 bills per month, but we pay a total of $291.32. My loan costs about $370, and then I have a bank fee, so we do have 2 separate bank accounts. We did combine our finances into one, however, I still have my bank open for business stuff, but also my loan can't be moved over, because my loan, I didn't have a guarantor on my loan, when we had to sign it over into, like, from a line of credit into a loan, and so not many people, I mean, now I probably wouldn't have a hard time moving my loan over, but, like, when they first signed it over, it was, I have to keep it at that bank, because I don't know if, like, other banks would take it on right now. But anyway, so my bank fee, I have a $6 bank fee as well. Daniel has student loan interest. His loan doesn't have to be repaid for another 2 years, but we still have to pay interest on it. So the interest is about $95 a month. So our extra debt category is $762.32, leaving us with $612.17. So then we have our buffer, which we refill. I put the buffer on there just so that I know what we have, and in case I did have to use it for something. And then our rollover is $112.17. So zero-based budget, we have 0 at the end. So moving on to our next paycheck. And we get paid bi-weekly, by the way. So we only have 2 paychecks per month, except for 2 times in the year when we have 3 paychecks. So the extra paycheck we put into one of our sinking funds. So anyway, we have at the top here, we got our buffer, then we've got our rollover, and then we got our paycheck at $3,028. So that's $3,640.17. So then we do use our last paycheck of every month to pay our rent for the month after. So February's rent will be $18,000. Oh my goodness, $1,805. This is kind of on the low end in Yellowknife. Yellowknife can range from like $1,500 to like $3,000, if not sometimes more for rent. So we're very lucky to be where we are. The average, I want to say, is about $2,500 for rent up here. So just aware for anybody who might be considering moving here, $2,500 is an average rent price. So yeah, so we're kind of lucky. So we pay $1,805, so that leaves us with $1,835.17. So we bring that down. Then we budget $100 for activities per month. So this could include like eating out or going to the movie theater or anything kind of like fun, basically. So like this month, for example, we're going to see the new Spider-Man movie, which we're both very excited about. Yeah, and then so the other envelope we have is household, which is at $50, which could be like, for example, cleaning supplies or toilet paper or that kind of stuff, basically. So anything we need for the household, that goes in there. Then, so that envelope is totaled at $150, leaving us with $1,685.17. So you bring that up. So we've got RRSPs. Daniel has an RRSP, and we each both have a TFSA. So per month, Daniel pays about $130 into spread between his RRSP and TFSA. It's taken out automatically. And then for myself, we put $120 into my TFSA just because I don't have an RRSP yet, so we're just putting it into my TFSA for now. Then we have car maintenance, which we put $80 in, just because we do have a brand new car. It's a 2021. However, you never know what you might need. Maybe we'll need a new battery sooner than later. Living up here, it's very cold. Oil changes up here cost like $120 roughly. It's a little bit more expensive than down south, so yeah. But anyway, we put car maintenance there just for anything we might need. Gifts, we have about $50 a month. Haircut, $30 per month. We both need a haircut. I desperately need one. I haven't had one in like 2 years. So, yeah, haircut. Also, I wouldn't mind dyeing my hair, so it's just kind of an ongoing sinking fund. There's no real cap on it. Pets, so this would be like if they need toys or treats or that kind of thing, we put $20 a month in there. Work, let's say we need like new work shoes or pants or anything like that, then we take from that fund, so that's $30 a month. And travel, we put $300 per month in there. Travel is actually one of our top priorities right now, so that's why we put that amount of money in there. And also we do have an Israel trip coming up, hopefully. We're unsure if it's going to happen or not, but we planned for April, so really hoping. We have enough to go already, but we're still ongoing putting money in there. So yeah, it's our priority at the moment. So that sinking fund envelope comes to $670 or $760, sorry. We're left over with $925.17. And then we do have PayBright, which is the Samsung phone loan. So that's $29.04, leaving us with $896.13. Bringing that down, then we put $200 into our super secret fund, and then we put $200 into our emergency fund. So now this is where our super secret's going to be acting like our emergency fund, and our emergency fund, which we have liquid in the bank, that one is actually going to be going towards the $2,000 towards my loan extra. So we're just going to save it up all the way till the end of the year and then put a big like payment onto the loan at the end of the year. So that's what's happening there, but I still put it under like super secret and emergency. And then our buffer, which we actually had to go into the buffer a little bit, in this budget. However, like I mentioned before, we're gonna have our GST, and usually our paycheck is higher than this, so I'm not worried about like $4. But anyway, Zero base budget, $896.13, and that's it. So yeah, that's all of our paychecks. And then if I'm moving forward, so they give you a lot of these because sometimes people get paid weekly, so that's very helpful. I have not, sorry about that, it looks like it caps out at 30 minutes, which I didn't realize, so we're back. Anyway, expense tracker, I haven't used this yet. Daniel's laughing at me in the background. I've never recorded that long in one sitting. Anyway. Expense tracker, I haven't used this yet. I'm going to be filling this out as we go along. We have our credit card accounts, and because we have, like, Daniel's Visa, for example, is a travel-based one, and so we're using that to get points to get free flights, and so we use that Visa for a lot of our bills in general, but we also have my MasterCard, and then we have, like, our regular account, so I'll be, like, putting account and like the starting balance and then just like adding through, but we pay off the Visa every month, and my MasterCard as well, but I'll write down all of the expenses in the different accounts, and then we can see like how much we're spending in each category. And then here, this is the debt payment plan. So like I said before, we have 4 loans. The starting balance on the car loan was $21,427.32. The interest rate on that is 3.49, so our minimum payment per month is $291.32. That's our 3rd priority order. And then Daniel's student loan is $30,987.76. His interest rate is at 3.45. And again, we only have to start paying that off in 2 years, but we do pay the interest on it, which is $95. It is our 2nd priority. My student loan has a balance of $24,430.79. My interest rate is at 7.2%. It started out originally at 8.7, which was like very, very high, but they did lower it at one point, and I've paid off about $3,000 to $4,000 on it. My minimum payment is $368.10. It is the top priority because it has the highest interest rate. And then we have the Samsung PayBright account, which the balance is $990.96. It has 0% interest. It is the 4th priority. It's a 36-month payoff plan, but to be honest, we'll probably pay it off a lot sooner than that, but I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, so that's our debt, and otherwise we haven't needed to fill out anything else. We're probably not going to use this. We don't really care about that. Net worth. This one, where did our money go? We'll be filling this out at the end of every month, so I'll show you at the end. I kind of think I plan on doing maybe 2 budget videos per month, one doing like what I did just now, and then one at the end of the month, or maybe next month I might only do the one at the end of the month just because it gets repetitive otherwise, or maybe if I have changes. Like, Daniel and I kind of are changing up like what we're doing a lot of the time. Like, we have different things that we want to do, and so we're constantly adjusting, but that's okay. So yeah, and then so where did your money go? We won't be doing this because we didn't use the budget book before, so we'll only have January's, but it'll be cool to see in February. The meal plan, we probably won't use this. We're pretty busy a lot, so we just kind of play it day by day, to be honest. And then here's your cash slips, but again, we won't use this because we don't need to go to the bank ever. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys really liked watching this. And yeah, so I'll do another video at the end of the month. Yeah, again, it's just personal finance. Our priorities are definitely going to be different than other people. Daniel and I don't have any children either, so we don't have any other responsibilities apart from like our pets. So that's our budget will look a lot different from a lot of different people. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I will see you in the next video, probably more vlogs. Alright, bye.